Hello, everyone. Welcome to the A Brave Service YouTube channel. My name is Mark Coonrad, and I'm the unit historian for the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment. Um, this channel was created as a way for me to share some of the products and the information and research that I've accumulated in the past few years. Um, I started interacting with the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment um, about 3 or 4 years ago, and slowly started to build a network of veterans and family members. And through those connections, I actually created a Facebook group, private Facebook group just for them, and it has blossomed. We've found hundreds of veterans and family members. And so the next logical step was to just create a public forum where I could share some of the information that I've acquired there and try and tell the story of the third of the 12th in a different way. So how how did I get involved in it? This sorry, this gentleman here that you see on your screen, Corporal Donald W. Spurl, he was killed in action on May 8th of 1968 in Khartoum province. He was in the 3rd of the 12th Infantry, and he is my wife's uncle. So, in after we were married and learning more about his story, I realized there was a lot more than what even the family knew, and so I started to dig, and I dug into his unit. He was, like I said, he was in Delta Company. He was 3rd Platoon, Delta Company, uh, 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry. And then I realized that, well, in order to tell his story and to figure out where he was, I really needed to understand the battalion as a whole. So, just for perspective, for those that aren't aware, a company, he was in Delta Company, a company in Vietnam was anywhere from 90 to 130 soldiers out in the field. And then there were, at times, 4 companies, headquarters company, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And then by the end of the war, there were actually 6 companies. There was headquarters company, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, which Donald was a part of, and then Echo Company. And so I wanted to know about all those other companies and all those other men. And so I started researching it. Um, I learned a lot more about Donald's story, talked to men that were with him when he was killed, uh, shared that information with my wife's family, and uh, and so that was really the start. Um, and so this channel, like I said, is just the natural progression that one thing's led to another, and now I'm want to share kind of with the world some of the products that I've created. And it's very basic. I'm not a digital editing genius by any means. I just kind of have done this from my house when I have time, and so that's where I'm at. So the images that you see on your screen right now, there's obviously this picture of Donald that was taken probably in March or April of 1968. It was taken by a man that served with him, and we did not know this picture existed actually until I met that man in Texas in 2020, and he showed it to me, and I was able to share this picture with Donald's family. So little things like that are what I've been able to do over the last few years, not just for Donald's family or my extended family, but for other veterans. So on the other side of the screen, you've got this poster, and this poster has a lot of the elements of the battalion that I think are important and kind of tell the history or the story of the battalion in Vietnam. And so I'll just kind of start off, and you can see that ringing this poster is this phrase, "Braves always first." And so uh, the 12th Infantry Regiment had 5 battalions that served in Vietnam. It was the only infantry regiment to serve in Vietnam that brought a total of 5 battalions. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th battalions. Of course, my focus is on the 3rd Battalion, but the 12th Infantry Regiment has a long history, um, hundreds of years long. The regiment has fought in 7 wars, um, starting at the Civil War and kind of moving its way up. And so this symbol you see on your screen, the word Braves, and there's two symbols on either side. The yellow and blue one, that's the 12th Infantry Regiment insignia. And there's a lot of history and heraldry behind that, and maybe on a different video I'll really dig into the heraldry of that insignia. And then there's this word Braves, and so the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, that was their nickname. They were the Braves. 1st Battalion was Red Warriors, 2nd Battalion was White Warriors, 3rd Battalion was Braves. I haven't figured out what the 4th and the 5th Battalion nicknames were, but I'm trying to find that out. So Braves, that was their they use that word, and obviously this Braves always first motto, just as a point of pride. And then on the other side of Braves, you'll see the Army seal. Beneath those, you're going to see these two blue ribbons bordered in gold. Those are the presidential unit citations that the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment earned while they were in Vietnam. The first one says Pleiku Province. That was earned in May of 1967 during the 9 Days in May battles. There's quite a few good books written about that. I really encourage you to go out and find them. One, of course, the standout one is written by a man named Warren Wilkins, and it's called 9 Days in May. So I'd recommend that one. The other one says Dak To District, and so Dak To, they earned that presidential unit citation in November of 1967 during the Battle of Dak To, which occurred up in Kon Province. And so the hill complex and the area that was fought over in November of 67 is the same area where uh, the my uncle Donald was killed in May of 68. So next you have this motto, I am the infantry, follow me. So this is an excerpt from the Infantryman's Creed, and I just thought it was appropriate to include on this poster um, because that, well, one, it's the Infantryman's Creed, and this was an infantry battalion. Two, this part of the creed was actually used a couple years ago at Fort Benning when they had the official dedication of the 12th Infantry Regiment monument. So if you ever get down to Fort Benning, I recommend you go and check it out. Next, you're going to see 2 years, lower down in this poster, 66 and 70. Those are the kind of bookend years for the battalion. 1966 is when the battalion deployed to Vietnam from Fort Lewis, Washington. 1970 is the year that the battalion redeployed back to the U.S. And they actually redeployed to Fort Carson, Colorado. And then you have the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, Braves always first, and again this 12th Infantry Regiment insignia. The 3rd of the 12th belonged to the 4th Infantry Division during its entire stint in Vietnam and afterwards and before. Uh, they were reconstituted as part of the 4th Infantry Division in December of 1965. And then so they got stood up in 1965 as part of the 4th ID and then shipped out to Vietnam in 1966. The 4th Infantry Division is the IV Division, a long history and lots of lineage there, and I will probably do another video to kind of dive into that as well. So then after that, you have you have American flags on either side, and then you have these three ribbons that are very common ribbons that would have been earned by pretty much every Army soldier that served in Vietnam. Uh, Working your way from one side to the other, this red ribbon where the red borders yellow, that's the National Defense Service medal that every soldier earned during their service. Next is the Vietnam Campaign Ribbon, and that was given to any soldier that served in Vietnam in any capacity, so they didn't have to be an infantryman or anything like that. But that was the campaign award. And then finally is uh, the South Vietnamese version of that campaign ribbon. So that's I believe they call it the Vietnam Service Medal, and it was issued by the Republic of South Vietnam before the country fell in 1975. And so those are the three most common ribbons that you'll see on the uniform of a Vietnam veteran. So that is the poster. That's a little bit about the history, a little bit about the YouTube channel. You're going to see all sorts of things here. I'm going to I've got some videos that I've posted already. You probably have seen those. Um, those are home videos that were actually shot by veterans of the 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry, and so I think it's important that we can kind of see the Vietnam War through their eyes. And then also you're going to see these kind of map studies that I've created, where I take the daily journals that were actually recorded at that time, 50 something years ago, and I take those and I analyze them, and then I plot the coordinates on a map and kind of give you a day by day, or actually a hour by hour if I can, account for different days throughout that 4+ year time frame that the battalion was in Vietnam. You might also see, I think I have a couple of audio interviews. I probably will eventually get some video interviews. I just haven't done it yet. But everything 3rd Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment related, I will eventually get and put onto the YouTube channel. So if you like what you see, if you have suggestions, I mentioned, I'm not a graphic artist. I'm not a digital editor. I'm just a guy with a computer that's trying to figure out how to do all this. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Try to be nice. I could take some criticism though. So if you really see something that I should improve, I don't have the best software that I'm using. I'm just kind of using what's free and available, and maybe I'll upgrade to like Adobe if I can. But if you'd like to help out, there's a GoFundMe. I don't like to highlight it because I really didn't get in this to earn money, and I'm not trying to earn money specifically. But there's a GoFundMe. Maybe I'll throw the link in the comment section. If you feel like this is something you want to support, great. Basically, I just use those funds to go do research. I've gone to the National Archives in College Park, Maryland, to retrieve a bunch of these records, these daily journals that I mentioned, because those daily journals really they do tell a story. And so you take the veterans' memories and then you match them up against the daily journals, and uh, and it really does help tell the story. So that's it. Welcome to my channel once again. Uh, Feel free to comment. Give me suggestions for improvements. I may or may not be able to do them. I do have a full-time job. This is just a hobby. Um, but I think it's pretty exciting stuff, and it's really important to understand the history of the Vietnam War, and especially to tell the stories of the men like Corporal Donald Spurl, who shipped out to Vietnam fully expecting to come home, and that is not what fate had in store for them. And so they can't tell their own stories, so I'm going to try and help tell them for them. That's all I have. Once again, thanks for watching, and leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you'd like to. Really appreciate any support I can get. Thanks.